My name is Lana Cowling-Mason. I'm the General Manager of Community Futures West Interlake, located in Manitoba, and we are located just north of Winnipeg on number 6 Highway, and the name of our project is the Interlake Tourism Driftscape App Development Project. The Interlake Tourism Driftscape App Development Project is really a marketing tool to help us identify the tremendous tourism assets that we have in our region. We have very small tourism attractions that are often run by volunteer boards, community-owned organizations, and they have a hard time getting marketing reach out to the audience to come and explore what we have. So the Driftscape app allows us to provide a digital travel guide and introduce those markets to those assets that we have in the region. The inspiration behind this project was to really increase that marketing reach for those organizations. They have very limited budgets available to them to help promote what they have to offer. And they couldn't afford to do traditional marketing, purchasing advertising space in print media or radio ads, or doing anything too elaborate. So this allowed us to kind of level the playing field for them. By participating as a point of interest on the app, they could get their information out to that market and really introduce what they had to offer and show off these small gems that we have within our region. How it's going to help our communities and our attractions is really important to us. These are small operators, small businesses, as I said, community-run organizations. This gives them an opportunity to attract new visitors to their area. And their success and their sustainability is not only important for the tourism attraction itself, but many of these organizations give back to the community in many other ways. So they're in some ways social enterprises. They use the tourism event, festivals, fairs, etc., as a fundraiser for their core services that they provide back to the community. If they did not have the access to those types of revenues coming from outside the community, a lot of our services would be impacted. Winnipeg is our target market. We are at the very tip of our region. We are about 3.5 hours away from that major marketplace. We need to connect to that market. And getting our story out to them, sharing what we have to offer, the vibrant stories, the places, the people. It's difficult for us to make that reach with especially small organizations that are offering the tourism products. So the app really helps us to reach that marketplace. It uses a format that I think tourism is trending towards. Obviously, fewer people are picking up print materials and how they research where their travel interests are. They want to see something digital. They want to be able to search it. They want to have their cell phone or their device in their hand, and they want to feel secure and safe about knowing where they're going to explore. The app also helps them match their interests up with what we have to offer. It also provides us with an opportunity to tell some of the stories that don't always have interpretation available year-round. So a lot of our places that are special, you can go visit the place on your own, but at this point we don't have interpretation services because they're not necessarily all manned throughout the year. The app allows us to integrate those stories digitally as people travel to them or are visiting that site without having to have staff or people on site year-round. So we can provide information and again, enhance that visitor experience. Community Futures involvement in this project came from an ongoing relationship we have with Interlake Tourism Association. Interlake Tourism Association actually encompasses 3 Community Futures geographic areas. So 3 offices came together to support this project development, with Interlake Tourism Association being the main partner and the driver of the actual content development for the app. We have always played a support role at the Interlake Tourism table. With the ROF funding that became available, this provided us with an opportunity to take another step forward and provide more tangible support to them to accomplish the goal of marketing, because that is their primary focus, is marketing the region. So we were able to come together, provide a little extra leadership support to them, provide them access to resources through the funding and project management aspects that they just don't have the resources to do. We were able to bring something else through the ROF program to the table to support that work. And we're always happy to be there, but it was really special for us to be able to bring something extra to them at a time that they need it and could really make an impact on the work that they're doing. So we're very excited to be partners with them. This app has tremendous potential to be used across not only Manitoba, but beyond as well. We were fortunate enough to have Travel Manitoba, which is our provincial destination marketing organization, sitting at our table as part of our steering committee. They were with us to see how this pilot project went. The funding from the ROF program was critical in being able to develop that quality content that will enhance our Driftscape application. Without those kinds of resources, it would be challenging. So I think Travel Manitoba has seen that and are now looking at it as how could it be integrated across the board, but also what other supports would be needed to make that feasible. So far, we're very happy with the results. We're kind of the first out of the chute right now in Manitoba, but we're more than excited to share the results and hopefully bring some of our neighbors on board as well, because the tourist isn't interested in knowing what the boundaries are between region to region. They want to know that they can experience all of Manitoba, and this is an opportunity to expand that. The thing that I am most proud of with this project, I think, is how all of the partners have come together. We have a tendency, in a number of fronts, to divide ourselves into geographic regions. This project really provided the opportunity for us to put that aside and really focus on the big picture and what the visitor needed. There has been great community buy-in, communities connecting us up with storytellers, businesses providing and hosting the production crew out in their community, and just whatever we asked, the answer was yes. And I'm very proud of that, because in a year or 2 years that have been so challenging for that industry, they still had time to say yes to what we needed to get this project done. And that's the nature of our people in our region. I think it's a characteristic of rural folks as well in small community. And we just couldn't be happier with all of the partners and how they have made this such a success so far.